What's good, everybody? It's good. It's August the 7th, 8:14 a.m., 2024. It's your boy Jonesville, Carolina's Freedom, back at it once again. Yesterday I talked about child support. Today I'm gonna talk a little bit about custody. And custody is a whole different aspect and a whole different type of beast. All right, and I'm gonna just keep it in the simplest form. This is not gonna be long-winded because, like I said, it's a whole different type of beast, and we trying to keep it simple in its simplicity in its simplest form. Okay, let's start out by with custody. You have custodial rights, and you need to understand what custodial rights is. If you don't understand custodial rights, if you're listening to this video, Google it. All right. Then you need to understand what are your all rights reserved. Are you waiving them or you're not waiving them? If I was you, I wouldn't waive them because it's secured to you by the United States Constitution and the Constitution of the state that you live in. Okay. Also, there is God given rights that's unrevocable. You can't, they can't, it's unalienable. I mean, it can't be taken away. Meaning that everybody in this world, on this thing we call Earth, the third planet from the sun, those rights were bestowed upon each and every one of us, and they cannot be taken away unless you have committed a crime. And what is a crime? There's only three laws in America. Three. Okay? One, you must not injure or kill nobody. Two, you must not steal or damage anybody's property. Three, last but not least, you cannot you have to be honest in all your dealings and do not swindle no one. It's only three laws. I think it would be simple as can be, but it's not because people have been taught bad behavior, have been taught or subject to learn in a hostile environment or POEM product of environment. I'm POME, excuse me, product of my environment. So with that being said, sticking on custody, that both of y'all at the time of conceiving that child are equally responsible for raising the child. It's protected by your 14th Amendment right. You have a constitution to it. The fun enjoyment of or freedom enjoyment of taking care of your child. Now, at that time, y'all both 50-50. Neither one of y'all have more rights than the other unless court or the other parent proves that the parent is unfit. And just because a referee or aka a judge tell you that you're unfit, he has to demonstrate and prove beyond reasonable doubt that you're unfit. Now, there's a case law that tells you either objection from either parent, no federal government, no state government or agency, aka third party, can tell you how to upbring your child, to raise them, and cannot tell you how the visitations go. Only thing they're responsible is splitting that motherfucker down. Excuse my French. I almost cussed, but I didn't. From 365 days, and we already know how to add that up. It can be 182.5 for either side. That gives you the 365 straight down the middle. Or somebody's getting 183 days, and the other person's getting 182 days. I shouldn't have to tell you who needs to get the 183, so they're not able to open up a case of AKA Title IV Child Support D enforcement. Some say there's a leap year. Yeah, that is true. Leap years need to automatically be written out. Whoever the child gets on that day just gets an extra day because you know in the next 5 years when it come back around, it'll be your turn. Simple as that. There's something called equal exchange. For every temptation, there is a great escape. For those who know, they know. Now, stick it to custody. All right? You don't want to get in the court system or in that courtroom and start bashing the other parent because they're looking at your characteristics of how you how well you handle adversity, how well you're able to understand what are the greater goods. And we all want, and we've been there. Let's just keep it real. We all been there talking about, well, he or she don't do this and this what type whatever. Listen, you should have figured it out or knew that before you had the child with that person. That's either one of you. Now that the child is here, it should be okay. I asked a person on a certain day, could they do this and could they do that? Beyond reasonable doubt, that person just refused to do so, not looking at the greater good. Now, if that person has a legitimate reason or for unseen measures cannot attend or do whatever it said thing that you want to do, you can't hold that against them. And it has to be beyond reasonable doubt. Can't be, I can't do it because the game coming on, or I can't do it because this, that, and the third. It's this thing in life called miscellaneous. That's something that pops up unexpected, unannounced, unthought, and you have to handle it at that time. What doesn't pop up, and you know it's there, and it's always going to be there until God calls us home, or one of us home, is your child. But what you do have a right to is privacy. Nobody's allowed to tinker or tabber with your privacy. Even the courts, they have very limited jurisdiction if you understand what the jurisdiction of it is. So keep this in its simplest form. I told you what rights you have and what you need to enforce them. Okay? Only thing I can suggest for you, like I said, I'm gonna keep this video very short, is working something out amongst yourself with a pillar of the community, whether it's your pastor or a leader of the community. Keep family members out your business. Mind the business that paid you, and minding your business very well that it's free 99 has never failed anyone that I know of. Minding your business. You can help give insight, but you shouldn't be insight of a conversation that don't really have nothing to do with you. That's something that y'all gotta figure out, or them individuals gotta figure out. But to where you have to intervene to where it doesn't get physical, where it doesn't get violence, where it doesn't have somebody trying to harm one another, it should never ever get to that. And I said keyword should never. Not saying that it's not going to happen because we all done seen things in our lives. And I can tell you I've been on this earth 40 years and I done seen things in my day, and I done been through some things, and not having to get personal, but I know people think that they have a right more than you, unbeknownst to whatever thought process they have, and they are extremely wrong. They're extremely wrong. And it's just keeping it like straight what it is. You or anybody, I myself, don't have a right to damage somebody's property, try to take someone's property without the proper authorities or the consent of. It just doesn't work that way. And it will end well. It will end very bad for you. I understand that a person is keeping you from something, but then you have to do the legal thing, or the lawful thing, I would say, because legal is just a fictitious thing. Lawful means whatever it is. So lawfully, you have to do the right things, and then you have to make the right authorities aware of what's going on, so they can take the proper processary steps to do something. And I want to say this to my culture. I really want to say this to my culture. Stop listening to your aunties and grandmas because they have personal feelings, or they feel like just because you feel something doesn't make you right. Yes, you have a right to feel. But just because you feel that way doesn't make you right. What make you right is truth, logic, and reason. You have to prove that you're right. And how do you have to do that? You have to show the reason, the logic behind it, and the truth behind it. Because you can have a logic behind anything, but guess what? Don't make it true. What connects all those three components is the truth behind the matter is. Yes or no, was you supposed to take something from somebody? Simple as that. Yes or no, did you have permission to be somewhere taking something from somebody? Yes or no, who gave you more seniority? based off of what pretext? Keyword pretext. There's no such thing because you was equally responsible. Now, what pretext takes away from you is when you get to this hearing and you don't enforce your rights. Unbeknownst to you, you don't know it. You're left up to the jurisdiction of the person that's standing in front of you, refereeing the case, aka or judging the case, which is the judge. But the judge know at that time that he has one sole purpose, or she has one sole purpose, to split that bad boy down the middle if both parents are fair, fit. And then they want to talk about the visitation. Until you say objection, they're going to assume, because there's something called 12 assumptions before court. It's a great read. Go read it. It's a great read. But sticking on custody, these are things that's very short and simple. Now, what your custody should say, this is not legal advice. This is not me telling you what to do. You do whatever you want. But your custody should say, if it was me, I'm going to speak to myself. I can't speak to myself. I would want my custody order to say 50-50. I get 50, she get 50, right? On physical, that's the physical, tangible sharing of the child. Joint, because we're together in co-parenting, not relationship, not husband, wife, not boyfriend and girlfriend, just the co-parentingship. And legal, meaning decision making. We both are 50-50 on the joint of the legal aspect, to where neither myself or her is the primary. So neither one of us have more power than the other. We have to compromise. We have to settle. What that does for me would take child support automatically out. What that does for me, it'll keep other people out our business, aka caseworkers, aka caseworker supervisors, aka caseworker supervisor and director of a agency out your business. You got too many hands in the pot. You know the saying, keep it between A, B, and see your way out of it. You bring all these C components. I ain't gonna make this about race, but you bring all these other folk in our business when it's just between A and B. And both of us are at a rightful age of majority, which should be maturity, to make a solid decision what's best for our child. Simple case in point. See, everything talk good, sound good until you gotta execute this thing darn good. I'm saying everything sounds good, talk good until you gotta execute this thing darn good. That's what it is, okay? But I tell you one thing too. Everything come clean when it comes out in the wash machine. Sometimes you gotta wash some things off. Sometimes you gotta put some things in the washing machine, let that boy spin around a couple times so it can come out clean. Because a lot of people out here just wearing dirty laundry and walking around like they don't stink. Like they clean it in the like they clean it in the Board of Health, and they not. Their sanitation grade is a D, not an A. D as in dirty. But I'm here to give you that A for that abstract. We're gonna take all that out the way, okay? About to give you a beautiful canvas to paint on, because now you're about to see things vividly clear. What they've been painting for you and giving you is this mirage, and this is how it's always been because of what? Who said? But if you go back to the origin, the independence of 1776 on July 4th, when the independence came, everybody in here, no matter what color you were, what race you came from, long as you was in America, everybody is equal. And to say it, prove different. But you got to start learning how people come with these fraudulent charges, these fraudulent statements, these fraudulent things. Look at the word fraud. Fraud has no time limit. There's statute limitations on other things, but with the fraud aspect, there's no time limit. Prove the fraud, gets your remedy. Prove the fraud, gets the remedy. Because there's a lot of he say, she say stuff that goes on a lot of times, but there's no proof behind it. So the best thing you can do as a parent, if you already in it, go back and have anything modified to get it set to what you need to be. Don't bash the other parent. You can call the other parent out on misbehavior. You can call that parent out on things that they should have done that is like it's just unrefusable. Like you can't deny it. You know what I'm saying? You can call them out on that. Not because you feel or whatever it is this. No, no, no. Only in that right and in that time and in that light that you can call that other parent out. And the basis of parenting, what they were supposed to do and what they didn't do, or what they was instructed to do and didn't do. Now, if that person have a good, reliable reason why they didn't do what they did because you calling them out and you was the problem of it, then yes, it's called problematic, and then it becomes systematic. These are the things that people got to understand. All the family members, I'm going to tell you like this. The best thing you can do is stay out of it because you don't help that case when you put your 2 cents in it. All it's going to show is that you're perpetuating the cycle and you're aiding and abetting the poor misbehavior of a misguided soul. That's all I'm going to say on that. Because some people think because they're 50-something years old, 60-something years old, they've been on this earth, and or 70-something years old because they was born way before you and they have this mindset. Okay, that's cool. No problem. I don't even knock that. But what I knock is things has changed dramatically since the time of your upbringing, the way that you was raised. It's no longer dirt roads. There's paved roads. There's no longer paved roads. There are highways. There's no longer highways. There are interstates. Same on for the environment of communities and buildings. You got to understand, baby girl, Mr. Sir, it's not the way you used to be. Things are always evolving, changing. Because the great aspect of things of yesterday's past now becomes today's present and future tense. Because that's the way of the quote is, well, back in my day, sir, man, we're not back in your day. Not saying that some of your back in your day remedies or the thought process don't work in today's time, and the president of it doesn't work. But if somebody in today's present time not following the core values of what you so-called was taught, and then it comes to that aspect, then sir, ma'am, no. What you did is perpetuate the cycle. You kept it going. Less is always better when it comes to speaking. But sometimes it comes to standing on business. You gotta stand on business. You gotta speak the truth, and the truth gonna set you free. I mean, it shall make you free. It don't say, if you really look at that Bible scripture, truth don't set you free. I know a lot of people who told the truth are still locked up. I know a lot of people who told the truth and people still left them. I know people told a lot of truth and people still don't like them because they told the truth. No, it'll make you free because, see, you don't gotta live with that burden of telling a lie and living a lie. And that's to each his own. You know what I'm saying? But without further ado, I'm going to just wrap this up because, the truth of the matter is you got to understand the realm that you in. You got to understand how these things were brought against you. You have to go back to the point of origin. When you go back to the point of origin, a lot of this stuff will stop because you'll see how it got started and then you'll see where it derived from. And as it derived from that, it became alive and is living through you and them vicariously, or not vicariously, by the way of some light that it should never ever given or be given to. So with that being said, it's your boy Jonesville. Same bat time, same bat channel. You know my slogan. If you want to be back at home, left alone on your throne, pick up the phone. You feel me? Cash App. $ JONESVILLE 84. Again, Cash App. $JONESVILLE 84. Okay? This is my YouTube page. Okay? Spread the love. Spread the information. Spread the new awareness of giving people their get back, of getting a sense of knowing their rights and standing on business, not standing in somebody else's shoes because that's their business, because they're telling you and regurgitating something else. Stand on your business to where you have insight, to where you have power, to where you've been brought to the light and you're out of the darkness because that's what you've been at. Okay? You know the slogan. Hit your boy.